It's 3 p.m. Your focus is gone, your energy is tanked, and you want a nap or another coffee. Sound familiar? You probably blame your lunch. But that afternoon slump is programmed to happen even if you skip lunch entirely. The food you eat is just one small piece of a much larger puzzle. The real culprits might be invisible. Factors like the number of decisions you've made since breakfast, or even unfinished tasks nagging at your mind. Today, we're exposing the hidden web of factors that cause the 3 p.m. crash. You'll see your energy completely differently. So if food is not the main issue, where do we start? Let's begin with the physical factors you're likely overlooking. Factor 1, water. You've heard it 1,000 times, but the science is shocking. Even 1 to 2% dehydration impairs concentration. Your brain is 75% water. When levels drop, blood volume decreases, forcing your heart to work harder to send oxygen to your brain. The result is mental fog. Next, you're sitting too still. Staying in one position for hours reduces blood flow and oxygen to the brain. Your body gets a signal to power down. Then there's fuel. Your brain's glucose metabolism naturally fluctuates, and an afternoon dip in glucose availability contributes to the slump. So we have water, movement, and brain fuel. But these are all influenced by a much bigger, invisible force. This brings us back to our original mystery. Why is your body programmed for an afternoon energy dip in the first place? The answer is your circadian rhythm, your body's 24-hour internal clock. This clock dictates a natural drop in alertness about 8 hours after you wake. This is a biological fossil, possibly for napping during the day's heat. It's the real reason you get tired, and it happens even if you fast through lunch. What sets this clock each day? Light. A lack of bright, natural light in the morning sends a weak wake-up signal, making the afternoon dip feel severe. So your body has its own schedule, but our modern world throws that schedule into chaos. Let's look at your environment. First, while morning sun energizes, the all-day glare from screens does the opposite. Blue light disrupts the very circadian rhythm we just talked about. Second, the air you're breathing. In a poorly ventilated room, CO2 levels rise. Studies show elevated CO2 directly causes drowsiness. Third, sensory overload. The constant phone notifications, background noise, and visual clutter all require processing power. By 3 p.m., your brain's filter is spent. So when we asked why you're programmed for a dip, the answer is twofold. Your biology creates the potential for a slump. Your modern environment makes it a crash. We've covered your body and your space, but the biggest energy thief might be the one you can't see, your own mind. Let's talk about decision fatigue. The sheer number of choices you make depletes your mental resources. Each one is a tiny withdrawal from your energy bank. Your prefrontal cortex, responsible for focus, literally gets tired like a muscle. This mental exhaustion then triggers a genuine feeling of physical tiredness. Then, open loops. Psychologists call it the Zeigarnik effect. Unfinished tasks create intrusive thoughts and mental tension, constantly draining your cognitive battery. Next is emotional labor. The work of managing feelings for a professional ideal. Faking a smile for a customer is incredibly draining work. Finally, underlying stress keeps your body in a low-grade fight-or-flight mode. This state consumes enormous energy, which you only notice when reserves run low. It's easy to see these as separate issues, but how they interact is the most important part of this video. Think back to decision fatigue. When your mind is exhausted, you're less likely to move. This mental drain leads to physical stagnation, deepening your fatigue. Remember the circadian dip? When you hit that natural slump, you stare harder at your screen. The blue light then further disrupts that rhythm for tomorrow. And ignoring early fatigue, you push through with caffeine, overriding your body's signals. This leads to a severe energy crash later, a debt that comes due at 3 p.m. It's a fatigue stack. Your biological dip is the foundation. You stack on dehydration, poor air, a morning of decision-making, and stress. By 3 p.m., it topples. So you're exhausted by 3 p.m. because of the complex, invisible collision of your biology, your environment, and your mental load. But you can't fix a problem you don't understand. Now you understand. By seeing the fatigue stack, you only need to remove one block at a time. Start small. Get morning sunlight. Take a screen-free break. Drink a glass of water before you feel thirsty. Tackle your most important decision first. Look at your personal fatigue stack. Which hidden cause was the biggest revelation for you? Share it in the comments below, and let's reclaim our energy.